Welcome to this reading of poems and readings for the Advent Expectations Creative Meditation Retreat afternoon session. This poet explores the moment of Jesus' birth. BC AD. This was the moment when before turned into after, and the future's uninvented timekeepers presented arms. This was the moment when nothing happened, only dull peace sprawled boringly over the earth. This was the moment when even energetic Romans could find nothing better to do than counting heads in remote provinces. And this was the moment when a few farm workers and 3 members of an obscure Persian sect walked haphazard by starlight straight into the kingdom of heaven. As Mary holds her baby in her arms, this song, explores the difference between what she probably expected and the reality of God working his purposes out. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you kiss your little baby, you kissed the face of God. Mary, did you know the blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again, the lame will leap, the dumb will speak the praises of the Lamb? Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect Lamb? That the sleeping child you're holding is the great I Am? Here it seems as though the poet is exploring the parallels between the waiting for the birth of the Christ child and our waiting for Christ to come again, and it's called Advent Calendar. He will come like last leaf's fall, one night when the November wind has flayed the trees to the bone, and earth wakes choking on the mould, the soft shrouds folding. He will come like frost, one morning when the shrinking earth opens on mist to find itself arrested in the net of alien sword-set beauty. He will come like dark, one evening when the bursting red December sun draws up the sheet and penny masks its eye to yield the star-snowed fields of sky. He will come like crying in the night, like blood, like breaking, as the earth writhes to toss him free. He will come like child. Here the poet is referring more directly to the second coming or advent of Jesus. Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out with lighted lamps and garlands round about, to meet him in a rapture with a shout. It may be at the midnight, black as pitch, earth shall cast up her poor, cast up her rich. It may be at the crowing of the cock, earth shall upheave her depth, uproot her rock. For lo, the bridegroom fetches home the bride. His hand's a hand she knows his side. Like pure Rebecca at the appointed place, veiled she unveils her face to meet his face. Like great Queen Esther in her triumphing, she triumphs in the presence of her king. His eyes are as a dove's, and she's dove-eyed. He knows his lovely mirror, sister, bride. He speaks with dove voice of exceeding love, and she with love voice of an answering dove. Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go we out, with lamps ablaze and garlands round about, to meet him in a rapture with a shout. In this poem, the poet talks about the reality of how it often feels fruitless as we wait in expectation for the second coming of Christ, or even for any Advent experience. And the poem's called The Empty Church. They laid this stone trap for him, enticing him with candles, as though he would come like some huge moth out of the darkness to beat there. Ah, he had burned himself before in the human flame, and escaped, leaving the reason torn. He will not come any more to our lure. Why then do I kneel still, striking my prayers on a stone heart? Is it in hope one of them will ignite yet, and throw on its illumined walls the shadow of someone greater than I can understand? A dreaming vision of Advent expectations fulfilled. This poem is called Christ, the Light of the World. A nightly vision came to me, as in the dream I slept, pertaining to humanity and every tear once wept. But God refused to let it lie without a hope or prayer, and on the future let me spy my broken heart to spare. I saw the earth amid the stars, and sun and moon above. It teemed with life, as if not sparse, yet here more than enough. And this new earth was beaming light, just like the sun and moon. It truly was a wondrous sight, and to my eyes a boon. It simply took my breath away. I asked God to explain. He said the vision won't delay. The earth will smile again, with humans by the billions now awaiting Christ's return, beyond the times God must allow, and lessons still to learn. The earth was filled with melodies from both the young and old, the creatures forming harmonies of greater worth than gold. Men prayed, Lord, heal the planet, too let planet Earth be blessed. Yes, this was what my eyes could view, a new earth at its best. Then darkness melted in my mind to steal the dream within, as if my very soul was blind by doubts with pain and sin. And I awoke upon my bed, the blankets I unfurled, and at God's painting smiled instead, Christ, the light of the world.